Welcome back to Stylish Naija YouTube channel. I want to say thank you to all of my subscribers. I really appreciate you guys a whole lot for subscribing to my YouTube channel and for the support that I've received from all of my subscribers. I appreciate a whole lot. I'm not taking it for granted. I really do appreciate you guys. So if you are new to my channel, if this is your first time of you coming across Stylish Naija YouTube channel, please do not hesitate to hit on the subscribe button and then hit on the notification bell on the side just to get an update whenever I upload a new video. Today I'm going to be doing a very quick one. I'm going to be showing you how to cut an off shoulder princess dart Madam Blouse. So once you go on the internet, on Instagram, you'll find that Madam Blouse is sort of in vogue right now. So that's what I'm going to be teaching you how to cut and sew. So it is really simple and it is easy. So I'll show you how to cut it on this video, and then a later upcoming video I'm going to show you how to actually stitch it. So it's really simple and easy. So we're going to be using the princess and dart pattern, and then it's still an off shoulder. So this is another opportunity. If you don't know how to do that bust here, this is an opportunity to learn how to do a princess dart off shoulder bust here. So I'm just going to go straight. So I have my back piece and then the front piece. And then when you are measuring, you are going to use the biggest part of your measurement to fold, which mine is actually my bust measurement, which I'm going to be using 36. So you divide 36 into 4. After dividing 36 into 4, what you have, you are going to add about 3 to 4 inches. So that's how you are going to fold your fabric. So you fold your fabric at about 15 or 16 inches. So you could decide to add more. So that's that. And then I have some basic lines that I have here, which I'm going to explain to you. The first line I have here is the bust line, and then this one is my under bust line. This is my waist line, and then this is my full length of the blouse, which is 25 inches. This is 10 inches, and then this is 18 inches and 25 inches. These are the respective measurement that I'm going to be using. Because this is an off shoulder blouse, we're going to be dropping with about 5 inches. You could do 4 inches, and then if you want the one that is not so modest, you could go as much as 7 inches. But seriously, I really do not advise 7 inches. 7 inches will be so plunged that the boobs will almost fall out. So 6 inches might be ideal if you really want to show a lot of cleavage. So let's just get started. So I have the back piece and then the front piece. The back piece is about 2 inches bigger than my front piece, and we're just going to dive into this tutorial straight without much waste of time. It's really going to be simple and easy, I guarantee you. So let's just get started. So in drafting and in cutting this kind of blouse, what you are going to need for your off shoulder is your shoulder measurement. And mine, the shoulder measurement that I'm using for this princess dart off shoulder blouse is actually 7 inches. So which is my shoulder measurement. You divide your shoulder into 2. You have I have 14 shoulder. You divide into 2, you have 7 inches, and then you subtract about 1.5 inches allowance from it. So at the end of the day, what I'm going to have here is going to be like 5.5 inches. So this is my 5.5 inches. So I'm going to bring it close. I really want everyone to understand. So this is originally my shoulder measurement. So I'll remove 1.5 because it is an off shoulder. So I'll have 5.5 inches here. So this is 5.5. I'm going to add half an inch to it. That's going to be for stitching. So I'm going to add half an inch. So this is my half an inch. So from this point right now, I'm going to mark my armhole measurement. So in marking my armhole, I'm going to use my chest line measurement, which is 8 inches. So this is 8 inches. I'm going to use 8 inches for my armhole. So I'm going to connect it straight like this to that my shoulder measurement that I measured. That's the reduced shoulder measurement. So from this point, I'm just going to create a nice curve like this to curve in my armhole like this. So I've curved it in. The next measurement I'm going to measure now. We're going to measure out our bust span measurement, and the bust span, that's from one nipple to another. So the nipple the bust span measurement that I'm using for this video is actually 4.5 inches, and then I'll add half an inch to it that is going to be for my stitching. So at the end of the day, I'm going to have 5 inches here. So this is 5 inches. I'm going to mark it on this point, and then that 5 inches I'm going to run it down, and then I'll connect it with a straight ruler. So this is my allowance for the blouse. So I'll connect it with a straight ruler like this, and then the next measurement that I'm going to measure now, I'm going to start inserting my dart to this dress. That's the princess dart. So I'm going to come to my under bust measurement. I'm still going to come to the waist measurement. So I'm going to come to my under bust measurement. This is my under bust measurement. This is my chest line. And from the under bust measurement, this is like a standard that I've been using, and it has been working for me. So different people and different patterns, they have different ways of doing this. So at the end result is what actually matters. So for mine, I'm going to be making use of about 2 inches. That's what I will use to curve my bust. But if you have a bust of about 40 inches, a bust of about from 40, maybe 42 to 45, I would advise you make use of about 2.5 to 3 inches if you have, as in for bigger boobs. So I'm going to mark 2 inches here, and then I'm going to come to this side and we'll mark 1 inch on this side. That's on the left hand side. I'll mark 1 inch on this side. I mark 2 inches, and then I'm going to extend the 2 inches to my waistline. This is my waistline, which is 18 inches from the shoulder, and then the same 1 inch that I did on this side, I'm going to repeat on this side also. I'm going to mark the same 1 inch. So I'm going to connect these 2 lines together and then connect this. I'm not adding to the down. I'm going to explain the down part to you, because since this is a Madam blouse, there's a trick that I normally use. I'm going to tell you that. So I'm going to place this like this, and then I'll connect, and then connect this and 2 inches. So you see what I have. So from this point, this is my bust line. So from this point now, I'm going to make a curve like this to this point, and make a curve like this. So you could decide not to make it, if you don't want it to be curvy, you could decide to make use of a slanted line to do this, and then you curve this part that has the bust here. So this part, I'm not going to curve this part. This part, I'm going to use a slanted line like this. So with this, for a beginner, if you are cutting this pattern, a beginner, you are not going to have any problem. For advanced, I could decide to curve this part a little bit, but for beginners, for the sake of beginners, I'm not going to curve it. I'm going to make it straight. So with that, they are going to get it perfectly well when they sew it. So I'm just going to slant it like this. So you see what I have now. At the end of the day, I'm just having like a straight slanted V for the centerpiece, and then this I'm going to curve. So this is very crucial. You have to curve to create out the bust here. So I'm going to take my pattern curve like this, and then I'll curve it to my bust line point like this. Okay, I've marked that out. So the next thing I'm going to do now, I'm going to come to the armhole point, and I'm going to come down with about 2 inch. So I'm going to mark it like this, and then from this point I'm going to curve it into my princess and that like this. I'm going to use a curve like this. I'll curve it in, so it's not entirely straight, so you could see what we have. So this part is coming like this, and then it curves in like this. So because I came down by 2 inch, I'm going to extend it. So that 2 inches, I'm going to add it back into this point like this, which I'm going to use to extend it. So from this part like this, I'm going to mark, from this 2 inch, I'm going to mark 1 inch here like this, and that 1 inch, I'm going to connect it to this 2 inch that I took out, just to extend, and then I'm going to blend it into this point like this. I'll blend it into my armhole. So this is just to, because if I should cut it out now, it's going to truncate this part, so it will not, it's not going to be enough. So I'm going to use that to cut that out, and then I'm going to create a new like a new armhole using that 2 inches and point like this. So here is what we're going to cut out. Now when we're cutting, we're going to cut like this, and then I'll cut this, and then this comes like this, and then we're going to eliminate this part. We're going to eliminate this part, and then for the down part, I'm going to come for the down part. I don't want my blouse entirely straight, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to come to this point like this. I'm going to come to this point like this. I'm going to mark 1/2 inch to this down part. So I want the down part, I want, you know, this blouse that balances and properly on the stomach area, so I want that fitting for it. So I'm going to use 1/2 inch instead of this 1 inch, and then for this part I'm going to use 1.5 instead of 2 inches. So it's going to be like this. So I'm going to connect it now, and then you are going to, so you understand what I mean. So at the end of the day, you see my blouse, it is slightly open at the down, so this actually helps to balance up the madam tummy properly. So that's just like basically the essence of doing this. And then this, I'm going to bring this to this point also, and then I'll connect. This also helps to create that room for the stomach. So the next thing I'm going to measure now, I'm going to measure. So the next thing I'm going to measure, and I'm going to measure my full and body measurement. Before I measure the full body measurement, I'm going to mark out my neckline. So for the neckline, you know, we dropped by 5 inches. So for the neckline, I'm going to use a 6.5 depth for the neckline. So this is like my 6.5 depth. So I'll connect the 6.5 to the shoulder line because it is an off shoulder blouse. So it's going to be like this. So that's 6.5. Make sure your tape is already up. So that is, you are not just going to put your tape like this and mark out 6.5. You are going to miss it. It's going to be like this, and then you are going to see the 6.5, and then you are going to mark it out like this. So here's how we're going to cut out right now. So the next thing now, we're going to take out our full and body measurement. So for your full body measurement, you are just going to use your applicable measurement and then add the darts back. So for my bust measurement, I'm going to mark out my full measurement. You divide your measurement, all of your measurements, you divide them into 4. You divide into 4, and then you add your allowance to it. So I've almost exhausted my fabric. And then for the under bust also, I'll mark my under bust, and then I'll add my 3 inches allowance, and then you add your seam allowance. So from this point, I'll connect it like this. And then for the waist measurement, remember these 3 inches of the dart, you are going to bring it back into it. And then for the waist, which is the blouse and waist, you're going to mark your applicable measurement. And then you know this down part, this 1/2 inch plus 1.5, that's 2 inches. You add it back, and then you add your allowance. So from this part, I'm just going to mark like this. So for this down part, I'm going to curve this down part. So in curving, I'm going to use as much as 2 inches to curve for the side of my blouse, because I want it to sit and properly. So I'm going to blend this part now. I'm just going to take my pattern curve like this, and then I'm going to blend it to this point. So I'm going to cut out. So for the back, so I'm going to cut the front first, and then I'll place this on the back to cut out the back piece. So I'll cut the sides together. So this is just to enable me get all of the shape that I need. So the back neckline and the front neckline, they are going to be the same. So I've cut them out. So I'm going to take out the back piece, and then I'll cut out my princess that. Okay, so and to get rid of bulge at the back, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to mark 1/2 inch to this side, that's 1/4 inch, sorry, and then 1/2 inch on this side. You could do half, and then I'm going to blend it to this point like this. So this is like a trick that I've been using, and it has really been working fine. I'm just going to blend it into this point and then blend this side also. I'll blend it in, and then for this zipper bulge side, I'm going to take 1/2 inch to this point, and then I'm going to blend it to this point like this. So I'm going to cut off. Okay, so at the end of the day, here is my back piece, and then I'm going to open the front piece. Okay guys, so at the end of the day, this is what we have. So this is our off-shoulder princess that and Madam Blouse. So because of my fabric that is not enough on this part, I'm going to add more allowance to the side of my dress. That's the side. So basically this is just how it is done. So this is the center piece, and then this is the side, and then here is the back piece. So guys, if you find this video helpful, please, I would appreciate if you will hit on the if you will hit on the like button. I like subscribe a lot. So hit on the like button to make me know you appreciate what I did. So if you have not subscribed, please subscribe. So like I said, on our subsequent video, I'm going to show you, we're going to cut and sew this blouse. So thank you so much. I'll see you in my next video. God bless you all.